G'day, Stukulele from Uke Mullum here. Thanks for stopping by. You've landed on a uke-torial for In Hell I'll Be Good Company, which is a song by Canadian band The Dead South. Now, if you haven't seen the film clip for this song, go check it out because it's a very well-made, entertaining clip. It went viral back in 2016. Very awesome. So this song is a request for my Zoom lesson friend, Ben McInnes. Every Tuesday, I do Zoom lessons at 11 a.m. And you can be a part of those too if you'd like to. I'll leave a link in the description and perhaps there's going to be something around here to click on. We do everything from beginners stuff to advanced. Come and check it out. For this uke-torial, I've whipped out my trusty Duke 10 Banjolele. This is one of my favourite instruments, and if you'd like one, you better head over to the website, which I will link in the description, up around here, and register your interest, because Jamie has stopped making them for the time being due to the COVID problem. There needs to be more of these in the world. This is an excellent machine. I really love it. Highly recommended. Not endorsed in any way. I just love it. So the chords you're going to need are G minor, F, C minor, and D7. So if I was to play this the easy way, with just a basic strum, I would use the church strum, which is like so. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So the big stroke contacts all the strings, and that's an accent. That's on the beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other two beats are only really contacting the top 2 strings on an up-down stroke. So we've got, starts with a down, 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 up, 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 down. So that would sound like this. So you could play the whole song like that. Now, if you'd like to learn the picking, let's go a little bit deeper. Have you checked out the links to my merch store below, where you can get print-on-demand mugs, t-shirts, posters, pillows, anything your heart desires. In the beginning, the song starts with the cello part, and he's playing chords on the cello, which is pretty cool. So you want your G minor, and now we want to play the bass notes from the chord. So let's use this one, which is the second string, and the third string. So this is going to be our bass line. And during this whole lesson, I'm going to recommend that you use your thumb on that string and your index finger for this string and that string too. There will be times when I'm going to use all 3 fingers. So maybe it's a good idea at this point just to get used to doing this. Thumb, 1, thumb, 2. See if I can get a better angle. Thumb, 1, thumb, 2. I'm talking about my fingers right now. Thumb, 1, thumb, 2. Thumb, 1, thumb, 2. So that would be a good place to start to get your fingers used to the whole idea. Okay. So we're into the verse and we're being the cello. So what I would play is a thumb, then a flick. All 3 fingers. So we're starting with the high G first. Thumb, flick, thumb, flick, thumb, flick, thumb, flick, thumb, flick, thumb, flick, thumb. Now, if you have downloaded the chart from my Patreon page, you'll see that each bar is actually an 8 count. So I'm counting it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to change to the F chord. Same picking. Now back to the G minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to the C minor. Okay, when we get to the C minor, if we were to play these notes, that would sound okay, but we're not really playing the root note of the chord. So instead, we're going to move our thumb down to the bottom 2 strings. For 1 bar. And then we have a half measure or half bar of G minor to D7. Now we can get away with those notes because it sounds pretty cool, and it's sort of like what the banjo in the piece does. So one more time, G minor to D7, back to G minor. Okay, now this is where the banjo comes in and plays that groovy little riff. Now, the way I've arranged this is not exactly the same as what he does on the banjo, because they have different tunings on the banjo, and it's a different deal altogether, really. But I think this sounds pretty good. Instead of a high D, we're going to use a low D. That's essentially the difference. So it starts here with our first finger on the first fret of the second string. And now we're going to do a hammer on. Now a hammer on is when you pluck the string once and then bring your finger down with quite some force in order to make the string resonate, so you get 2 notes from the one pluck. So you're going to need to master that before we go any further. Here's a good exercise. I'm really hitting that quite hard. So it's actually my finger that's making this finger here that is making that note resonate. Okay. Now the pattern goes like this. So you hit the string once, hammer on, and then pluck that G note. You're starting on the F, hammering onto the G, and then plucking the G. Let's go back to what we talked about before with our first finger on that string. And now we need to have our G minor shape in position, except not that string, not that note, sorry. It's just this part, those 2 notes of the G minor. So we're going to go that's the first part of the riff. So let's work on that again. 1 and 2 or 3 or 4 or... One more time. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1. Okay. Now we're going to bring our first finger down on the first fret of the first string to get, and then the thumb, and take it off, and then the thumb again. So all together we have try that one more time together. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Actually, before I go any further, you must take great care not to squeeze too hard. This is the kind of riff that I know I do. I press so hard and I get cramps in my hands. You've got to remember that you don't need to press all that hard at all. So really relax that hand. That little change there is, going to take some practice. Okay, then the next part of the riff is like this. So it's like you're playing an F chord, but you only really need that finger because we're not going to touch this string. So it's an F add 9, one finger on the first fret of the second string. Now we're going to do what I believe in banjo talk is called a roll. So that uses our thumb, first finger, second finger. So let's just practice that. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Triplets, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Okay, so that's the first chord, and then the next chord we're playing is like a D, I guess. We're not really emphasizing the 7th. So we've got fingers 1 and 2, and the postcode is 0220. And we're going to go the same roll. And we're going to stop in our thumb there, because that will give us time to switch back to our original hammer-on position. Okay, let me play the whole riff all together. Here we go. As always, the song sheet for this lesson with tabs is available over at my Patreon page, patreon.com/Uke Mullum. Head over and grab it now. Of course, if you're enjoying this video, please help out the channel and give me a thumbs up, share me with your friends, and leave me a comment below because I absolutely love hearing from you. So that you can practice the first riff, I'm going to play it over and over. Okay, here we go. 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, go. And so on and so forth. All right, and now let's have a look at that amazing little fill. Now, I would imagine it would be 10 times easier to play this on a banjo, because there's a few moves that we have to do in order to get the notes. And disclaimer, maybe I haven't got the exact notes that he's playing on the banjo because they're just a little bit hard to get on the ukulele. But I think this sounds pretty good anyway. And what we have is, it's our E minor shape, moved up once, twice, 3 times. So we're starting our stair E minor shape from the 5th fret, making that a G minor. E, F, F sharp, G. Okay, and now, I'm in 2 minds whether to use my thumb to do the reverse roll, which is using, in this case, 2, 1 thumb. That's how fast we need to be able to play. And to be honest, I'm not there yet. I've been practicing and I'm still on a slower tempo. I will get there. So you could either use those 3 fingers and 2 fingers and a thumb, or I seem to favour this one, my dancing little pinky. So that's 3, 2, 1. So I might swap between those two because I haven't made up my mind which I prefer, but to show you, I'll use my thumb to be consistent. Okay, so it goes like this. And now you've got to bring your pinky down here on the 8th fret and do a pull off. Because if you try to do that with 2 notes, that's going to be way too fast. So I'm going to make it into a pull off. So it's these 2 notes that I'm working with, okay? But with this shape. So the pinky pull off. So I recommend sitting on that for a little while. Let's do it together. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a... So once you've mastered that move, the rest of it goes back to the original shape. Now we want to flatten our middle finger. Now this is, look at, oh, I'm having speed wobbles. This is an interesting shape, and it's one that if you master really comes in handy for playing some tricky chords. So I'm just flattening my middle finger. And because I am, it doesn't matter what happens to this finger because these strings have been covered, okay? But you don't want to flatten that one. So you need to try to keep that one straight without blocking the strings. It reminds me of Pulp Fiction when Uma Thurman worked how to break her fingers through the coffin. It takes that kind of control. So we have so far all right, that's shape number 1. And then we're going to slide down here to our G minor shape. And then push our first finger off the frets and slide your second finger down 1. And then we're going to finish on these 2 notes, which is part of the G minor chord. And then we're going to add in our very special bass run that he does on the cello. And we're combining the last note of the banjo with the first note of the cello. And then that run goes like this. And then we're back into the verse. One more time. Nice and slow. Okay, so now I'm going to create a practice track that you can play along with on YouTube, and I'm going to make it nice and slow, and I'll see if I can actually get up to tempo and play that whole thing. It's going to take me a while, but I'll persevere until I get it right. 80 beats per minute, I'm going to play the first riff into the roll. I'll play it once and then stop, and then we'll do it again. 4 times. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, go. And again. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, 1, 2, 3, go. Dear viewer, I apologise, I just can't get it to speed, but I can get it to 120 BPM. And I'm going to keep practicing until I can play it, but it's not going to happen today. But hopefully this will give you something that you can practice along to. Here we go, 120 beats per minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty fast. So as you can see, it's all achievable. You just need to be very patient with yourself. I can get there, and I will. And so will you. Happy hunting. Thanks so much for hanging out with me all the way to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed making this clip. What a great song. So, seeing you're still here, of course, I'm going to give you a gold star. Thanks again. See you in the next one.
There's a swirl in the sun and a swirl in the sky. There's a smile on the face of everybody passing by.